dance for today. I'd like to welcome you. Shall we? Do I have to start? Good evening to all Toastmasters and guests. I'm Adarsh Krishna, and I'll be your Sergeant at Arms for today. And I'd like to welcome you all to meeting number 615 of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters is an organization that empowers people to develop speaking and leadership qualities, resulting in greater self-confidence. As a Sergeant at Arms for today, it's necessary for me to create that all of us must follow at all times during the meeting. Rule number one, keep
Adarsh, you got muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Rule number two, keep your microphone muted at all times except when you're invited to speak. Rule number three, make sure to applaud all the role takers and speakers for stepping up and providing their speeches. Rule number four, all role takers and speakers must refrain from making references to sex, religion, and politics at all times to make sure that we maintain the decorum of the meeting and at the same time not hurt the sentiments of the people involved. Now, it gives me great privilege to introduce you to someone that I consider to be the social glue that keeps every meeting ticking at Speech Weavers. She's an avid Toastmaster. She's an avid Toastmaster that loves to attend clubs from across the world in this virtual era. She's someone that I consider to be the epitome of what someone should be to ease themselves during the pandemic with humor and fun. I'd like to introduce you to our club president. She's none other than Deepa Sampat Kumar.
Thank you so much, Adarsh. You saw my beaming smile as you introduced me, impressed with how you introduced me. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, to Speech Weavers, another meeting with a twist. We have something so creative today. We have humorous speech champions with us, and we have a creative table topics planned for you. So hold on to what's going to happen next. In the meantime, you know what the theme is: easing pandemic anxiety with humor. I have a few jokes myself. Laughter is the best medicine, don't you all agree? I have a few jokes about the pandemic myself. The teacher asked the students, one of the students, he asked, who declared Corona a pandemic? And the student says, who declared the Corona a pandemic? Did anybody get the joke? WHO is whose. That's what he meant. Who declared the Corona a pandemic? And nowadays, if we previously when we used to sneeze, people used to say bless you, bless you. Nowadays, if you try to sneeze, they'll just run away or start cursing you. So that's the humor that we are living through, and this makes our scary world around us a little more habitable and fun. So let's see what's in store for us. Before which, I'd like to welcome all our guests, our distinguished guests, DTM Arvind Nair, and Toastmaster Lieutenant Colonel PK Ray, and so many of you who joined us, who took out the time and to be part of Speech Weavers. And a warm welcome to you all. And now it's time for me to introduce the main person of today's evening, somebody who's going to navigate you through the whole meeting, and that's none other than our Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day is very new to Speech Weavers, but he's not new to Toastmasters. He is, in fact, a veteran, 8 years into Toastmasters by passion. He's been in the IT field for 18 years, and he's a founder by passion about coaching and personal development. He has his firm called Unlimited Potential. Please welcome on stage the very passionate, the very committed, the winner of last week's debate championship for overall debater, Toastmaster Vineet.
Thank you so much, President Deepa, for nice introduction. So, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to this Speech Weaver Toastmasters Club. So, for the benefit of the guest, I would like to quickly explain the structure. Toastmaster Deepa, President Deepa already explained that. But before coming to the theme, so today's Toastmasters meeting is so special. We have one prepared speech round where member will be delivering speeches based on the project and path that they have chosen, We have two special district winning speeches, and our amazing speakers, Toastmaster Pankaja and Toastmaster Gomati, will be addressing that. We have a question and answer session just after that two special speeches. You can ask some questions where you can try to get some slice of the mind of these two amazing speakers. Table topic session round is there where members can practice thinking and speaking on their feet. The best part is even guests can participate in that. And evaluation will be there for the prepared speech, in which prepared speech will be evaluated by an evaluator. So guys, when you are in flow, it's very hard to control, right? Today is that important day, then everything is going to be in an amazing flow because it's such a special day. And it's so difficult to control the time during those times, isn't it? And that's where the role of timer, who is Toastmaster Nitin, is so critical today. So let's invite our timer, Toastmaster Nitin, and if he can elaborate a bit on his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you, Timodi. So, greetings, Mr. or Madam Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will be taking the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations also. So, let me tell you, time is a very time is a kind of a flow. Once it flew, we can't get it back. So let's hope everyone uses their time in a very good manner. It's better you pin my video so that I will be displaying the time limits. So for the table topic speakers, their limit will be 2 minutes, in where at 1 minute I will raise the green card. After 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. So there they have to end their speeches. And for the speeches, it is 5 to 7 minutes in length, where at 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. So there will be some evaluations, but today there are no such evaluations. So thank you. Over to you, Modi.
Puneet, you are on mute.
That was a good humor. All right. So another thing that is another role that is so important is about Zoom Master. I don't know if that was already covered. I joined a bit late. So Zoom Master, Toastmaster Sushma, who is going to conduct this role, and which is so important in this virtual world. So let's come to the theme of the day. So the theme of the day is easing pandemic anxiety with humor. It looks like irony, isn't it? Pandemic and humor. How many times have you heard maybe your mom, maybe your spouse who told you that you would never accomplish anything by lying in bed all the day? But this is the time. Look at the times. You are saving the world by being on the bed. That's so amazing, isn't it? Just by lying on the bed, I am saving the world. You are saving the world. When was the last time when you try wearing your jeans? I know nowadays we are always in pajama, and last week I tried and then I realized everything is not good in my kingdom. Something has to be taken care of. So always every week do give a shot by trying your jeans, whether it is fitting or not. So guys, humor is an essential coping tool for surviving tough times. Particularly the shared laughter that we used to share in our community, with our Toastmasters, in our physical clubs. It gives us strength in adversity. And it can help us feel a bit more in control when the future looks uncertain. And these days, it's a future of uncertainty, probably one in 100 years, what we are witnessing these days. And laughter literally makes us stronger. We keep hearing about immunity, guys, that this is a time if you are immune. Even I had my first vaccine shot yesterday. Unfortunately, nothing happened to me because my immunity was strong. So somewhere immunity is so important, guys. So recent studies have found that a good laugh can boost our dopamine levels. It's not recent, I'm sure you know it since long, but it can even shores up our immune system. So if you are laughing, you might not get COVID. Such an amazing, important measure, right? So it's such an important thing to do. So I'm sure today all of us are going to increase our immunity, right? So these days, particularly when funny jokes, somewhere all the challenges that we see on the Facebook, the mortality that we have never witnessed, the kind of things that we are seeing on the Facebook, it's not easy. But even coronavirus and quarantine jokes might feel uncalled for in the face of today's world, but they can actually do a lot of good. And that's where we wanted to bring this positive noise amongst all the negative noise that we keep hearing in social media. And that's where we are here with this amazing theme, easing your anxiety with humor, easing pandemic anxiety with the humor. So let's move on to the first most important section of the. Every section is so important, but this is really my favorite. The first, that is around speech round. The first speaker for this round will be attempting level 3 project 3 from the innovative planning path. And to evaluate his speech, we have Toastmaster Akash. Toastmaster Akash, I request you to please read out the speech objective.
Uh, Vinith, can we have read Joseph sir to read Akash guideline first, then Ashwin?
Evaluators, okay.
Yeah.
So let me invite Toastmaster Joseph sir to share the objective of Toastmaster Akash to evaluator. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The purpose statement. The purpose of the project is for the member to develop skills for delivering and receiving feedback. The purpose of the speech is for the member to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. Should I read the notes of the evaluator? No need.
I think that should be okay. We can move on to the evaluator. Yeah. So let me invite. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph. Let me invite Toastmaster Akash to read out the evaluation objective. Speech.
Thank you,
objective.
Toastmaster Vinith. Yeah. The purpose of the project for the first speaker is for the member to develop skills for delivering and receiving feedback.
I already told
Sorry, I think I'm reading my values. Sorry. Yeah, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice selecting and using a variety of visual aids during the speech. Yeah, back to you, Toastmaster Vinith.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. So, guys, this was planned. Toastmaster Akash had told me that I'll add humor in this way. All right. So, first speaker has been Toastmaster for almost last 2 years. He's from God's own country, Kerala, and is working for HSBC. Has almost 7.5 years of experience. He really likes swimming and cycling. Unfortunately, pandemic is not allowing that. So let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Ashwin. Toastmaster Ashwin, adapt to change, Toastmaster Ashwin.
Adapt or perish. You must change. You must adapt in this new world. Change is happening so fast that if you hold back, you might be left behind. Now, more than ever, you must be innovative and creative to survive. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. This is especially true in this testing times that we are going through. In the times of pandemic, honestly, I feel myself lucky enough to have my job and loved ones together. So many people are not so lucky. Yes, I know that the war with the COVID is not yet over, but yes, fingers crossed. So today, I would like to share some of the businesses, some of the people who have adapted to this change in a successful manner. Right. So before I get to that, I have a question for you. So let me put this on the screen. And can you please tell me, anyone, what is common between these different things that you see on the screen? The flu vaccine, penicillin, jet engine, it's a ENIAC, it's a computer, and radar. Anyone?
Fear.
Sorry?
Fear.
Fear.
Leaves.
Okay. Okay. So this, all of these things were invented during World War II, or invented, or at least the adoption of these technologies were kind of like fastened at the time of World War II. See, the difficult times makes us challenge more and get more things done, right? It's said that necessity is the mother of invention. Exactly true over here. The penicillin, which is an antibiotic, which is I mean, it was there for a while, but it was particularly used for the US or the military people to not to get wounded, right? And the jet engine, again, as a plan to attack the enemies. The ENIAC, it was again the first computer that was invented to basically help in World War II. Radar, again, a technology that to track the enemy's movements, right? So when we talk about the COVID, so COVID-19 has already kind of made a mark in terms of the innovations in the field of medicine, particularly. Earlier this year, it used to take years to develop vaccines, and right now, multiple teams have kind of made their vaccines or came up with different versions of the vaccines within a few months, right? And now you can even see certain vaccines like the mRNA technology that was used in the vaccines, which is kind of even better than the older ones. So here are a few things that I would like to share in terms of what are the different kinds of um, the innovations that came up. So let me change. The first thing I want to talk about is this one. So this one is zipline. So this, what you see over there, is kind of a drone that is a 3D printed drone, which is supplies medical equipments to different parts of the world, where it cannot be accessed, right? Maintaining the social distances. So this is something that came up during these times, and even now Walmart is planning to take the help of this to deliver the consumer goods items to the homes, right? The next one that I want to talk about is in the food. So before the times of COVID, it was not even thinkable to kind of do a 3-star restaurant or a 5-star restaurant to deliver to your home delivery for those restaurants. But things have changed and they are forced to adapt. Now, if they don't do certain innovations, they will be left behind. They have to shut the shops. So that's another thing that right now that's taking off. The third thing that I want to highlight is this. What you see behind me is kind of a ghost kitchen, what we call. You can think of it as a co-working space for kitchens, mainly catering to online deliveries. So it has already picked up in many developed countries. It's also right now picking up in India as well, right? The other thing that I wanted to mention was even this meeting that we're conducting now. So earlier we used to conduct it physically, right? And what made it possible? It's the technology, right? The Zoom, where we are right now meeting. So even though Zoom existed from 2011 onwards, it seen a rapid growth post this pandemic. And again, which makes us the point that everybody is kind of evolving and adapting to the changes. And probably one final point that I wanted to make was on the education, online education. Online education is there for even years. I mean, almost close to a decade, more than 2 decades. But this pandemic has changed the schooling, how the school worked forever. I mean, schools have been closed at different parts of the world, and people had to adapt in order to kind of learn in different ways. So apart from this, also the different kinds of innovations that you hear, like the people forming the WhatsApp groups in order to share timely timely information regarding the availability of hospital beds, vaccinations, oxygen cylinders, and so on. So there are a lot of different stories that we come across during these times. And I would probably like to end with a point for you to ponder upon. So what's kind of stopping you from innovating? So if you're faced with a challenge, think of it as an opportunity to change, uh, make changes to that, and how to overcome with innovative solutions. Uh, Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow. Amazing, Ashwin. I think what a timely speech. I think these are the times wherein we are only seeing the adversities. And Mahatma Gandhi used to say, adversity is the mother of the progress. So you ENIAC and vaccines and food innovations, ghost kitchens and so many things. Amazing. Thank you so much for that powerful speech at this time, Toastmaster Ashwin. So guys, with I think these are the challenging time. I think Toastmaster Ashwin tried to show us the other side of it, which is I think during adversity we do so many new things, and similarly humor is so important, right? These are the times when you will say smiles and laughter can actually brighten the moments, ease our stress, and help us get through this together. Right, as one of the nurse concluded, humor absolutely relieves tension because it allows us all to laugh, decompress, and bond. And that's where we have some next amazing speeches exactly to make us laugh, make us decompress, make us bond more. And we have someone very special today who is going to give the next speech, and he's none other than Gomati Shankar. He recently graduated second time as a dad. He's now working daytime cleaning data and nighttime cleaning baby. He has recently learned a lesson from his kids, and he's going to exactly about this in his speech. So today Toastmaster Gomati will deliver a speech titled Listen Carefully. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes. So let's put our hands together for Toastmaster Gomati Shankar. Toastmaster Gomati, listen carefully. Listen carefully, Toastmaster Gomati.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, Toastmaster Gomati, yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you know what happens if you don't?
Gomti, your voice
You all
got
thought I was on mute, didn't you? Don't worry. That was a simple test to find out if you all are listening to me. Last week, I participated in an online Zoom talent show hosted by my company. I sang a song. I'm in love with the shape of you. Push and pull like a magnet do. The song was so impressive, everyone started cheering my name. Gomati, Gomati, Gomati. I just kept on singing. After my performance, my boss turned his video on, unmuted himself, and said, Gomati, your silent performance as Charlie Chaplin was awesome. That's when I realized I had been singing on mute the whole time. My colleagues were not cheering. They were trying to say that I was muted. But too bad, I never listened. Dear Toastmasters, friends, don't just hear me out, listen carefully. This habit of not listening is in my blood. I believe I was born into a family of certified non-listeners. My dad never used to listen to anyone. When the government ordered the families to stop at 2, he created a whole football team. He never listened to me even when I was a baby. I said, goo goo, gaga. Translated, Gomati means go and die in Singapore. Please change it. But too bad, he never listened to me. So I never listened to him. He said, study harder. I said, na 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 na. I did the same to my mom, to my wife, and even to my daughter. One Sunday morning, my wife and I went to support my daughter in her preschool competition. The objective was for the preschoolers to recognize and identify numbers up to 3 digits. The competition started. My daughter stepped forward. 56, 94, 356. My daughter answered everything correctly, and every right answer rang as bell in my head. Ding dong. I even started singing a song. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. I nudged my friend and said, you see, that's with only 1 week of practice. That's when my daughter confidently said, 229. 29? Oh God. She again answered very confidently. 21. 21. Oh my goodness. The bell in my head started ringing as fire alarm. Now my friend nudged me and said, bro, it's time you put out the fire. After the competition, I asked my daughter, dear, what in the world is 1T1? It should be 11, isn't it? My daughter answered, but dad, we were practicing this the whole week. Weren't you listening? That's when I realized my mistake. We had been practicing the whole week, but it's as if she had her video on, but she was muted. Dear friends, have you been spending time with your loved ones, being there but not listening? Have you been one of those certified non-listeners? Have you been hearing 11 when in fact it was 1T1? Jimi Hendrix once said, knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. To me, the greatest wisdom is to know the difference between hearing and listening. Since then, I graduated as a certified good listener. After realizing my mistake, I sang a song, this time to my daughter. I'm in love listening to you, not pushing mute as I always do. The song was very impressive. She started cheering. Go daddy, go daddy, go daddy. After my performance, I asked my daughter, dear, can you please rate my singing skills from 1 to 10? She stepped forward, her eyes twinkling, and she shouted, 1T1.
Amazing, Gomati Shankar. So I think it was kind of a complete journey. That I really enjoyed the whole speech. Of course, that's why you won the award. Toastmaster Gomati started with that mute. I actually was about to say, hey, you're on mute. So amazing. It was full of energy and so many things to learn from your speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I really like that line when you said, "Knowledge speaks and wisdom listen." Amazing. That's so with laughter, giving such profound message is amazing. Thank you so much, Toastmaster
Thank you. Thank you
Gomati
for the
Shankar.
opportunity. Thank you.
All right, so now let's move on to the next winning humorous speaker. She was first runner up at the District 38 Humorous Speech Contest 2021. Pankaja, when I didn't know you well and saw you always laughing, I thought, is Pankaja mad? This is what Latika, Pankaja's classmate in 7th standard, said to her. Pankaja then thought doing something serious with her life. And then she became Commonwealth scholar and did PhD in public policy at the University of Birmingham. And then she seriously kept working for Persistent Systems and IT joined for 14 years. Then she joined Toastmaster and seriously became the first runner-up at District 98 Humorous Speech Contest. And today she is going to deliver a speech with title 50.5. Timing is 5 minutes timer. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Gomati Shankar, for Toastmaster Pankaja. Toastmaster Pankaja 50.5 Toastmaster Pankaja.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm spotlighted, and can you hear me well enough? Am I loud?
Loud and clear.
Okay, and the title is 50.5. Okay, 50.5. So, okay. Pankaja, you were so skinny and you have lost even more weight. What's wrong with you? That's my neighbor, Leena Laughterwala. She doesn't understand the pain of a skinny person. My not so skinny friends tell me that to gain weight, they just have to walk past a cake shop and smell the cakes. And they gain weight. It's that easy for them. And I can eat the whole cake shop and still lose weight. Do you know what I have to do to lose weight? Nothing. Just sit on a chair and get really stressed. I get stressed about everything. I was born stressed and skinny. Toastmaster of the day in my culture, skinny means unhealthy. People think your parents eat up your share. My mom and dad kept feeding me. They gave me buffalo's milk, cow's milk, goat's milk. They gave me such delicious medicines. Allopathy, homeopathy, sympathy. End result? Nothing. My neighbors said, Pankaja, if you don't gain weight, the strong winds will blow you away. Strong winds. Don't strong winds have any other work besides following me everywhere? Some grown-ups are so annoying. A few years later, even my doctor, Dr. S, said, Pankaja, you are 5'1". Your minimum weight is 50.5 kgs. I started chasing 50.5. And then my aunt said, Pankaja, don't worry. Just follow this simple home remedy. Take 5 apricots, 4 dates, 6 bananas, 1 cup of milk, 5 raw eggs, 1 matchstick to stir. Then put everything in the mixer. Eat this at 6:33 a.m. every day. I guarantee you will gain weight. And I lost weight. My waist shrunk and my blue trousers said, "How many times will you keep losing weight? I can't stay up anymore. Buy me a belt." Everybody was commenting on my weight. My neighbors, my aunt, doctor, and now my blue trousers. To distract myself from everything, I decided to write my first book, My Fabulous Failures. I was so upset that week, I failed to write a single word. My failures just got even more fabulous. And then I thought I should do something about my weight or lack of weight, try out something new. And then I see this flyer. Naturopathy, drugless way to gain weight. I told my friend at work, "Preeti, I've signed up for this amazing naturopathy course. I'm supposed to exercise, eat twice a day, fast once a week, and then I'll gain my optimal weight." But you'll gain weight by fasting, Pankaja? Yes. When you fast, you rest your digestive system. Your system becomes stronger and then you gain your optimal weight. I did the naturopathy basic course, then the advanced course. I worked well on my book. I felt happier. I felt heavier. One evening, on the way back from work, once again, I met Leena Laughterwala. Pankaja, wow, you have lost even more weight. Well, Leena, are you trying to lose weight? Great. You want to lose weight. I want to gain weight. Give me some of your weight and then we'll both be happy. That night, I was back on the weighing scales. Before the course, 46.5. After the course, 50.5, 50.5, 50.5. I was 42.5. But I felt happier. I even laughed with Leena. You saw that. I laughed because I had worked on my book and I felt 50.5 inside. That drowned the pain outside. You may have some pain around you. Fight the pain outside by finding what makes you happy. Feel 50.5 inside and drown the pain outside.
My God, my stomach is still aching, Toastmaster Pankaj. What was that? Amazing. I think that started with Leena Laughterwala. From that point only, I started laughing. Allopathy, homeopathy, and sympathy. My God, that was such a nice, such a powerful, humorous speech. Thank you so much for, doing this again for us. This is we are so fortunate. So both of the guests have actually requested the feedback from audience, and I would request you to take 1 minute. Deepa, shall we do it? Shall we share that now, or the feedback form, or maybe later on?
There is no feedback form. Now they can
Okay.
send a direct message to the speakers over the chat box.
Over the chat box. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, if you have any feedbacks, any suggestions, any appreciation, please write it on the chat box, and you can put it either to directly to Toastmaster Pankaja, Toastmaster Gomati. Yeah, amazing. So I think this is an great opportunity. I think we heard what an amazing. I'm not getting words. Humorous speakers, Toastmaster Pankaja and Toastmaster Gomati are. So this is another. We have 15 minutes of time wherein we can take their slice of the mind if you want to ask any questions, or if you have any suggestions as well. That's what Toastmaster Pankaj especially asked me, if they can also give suggestions. But yeah, if you have anything that you really want to learn from them, this is a good time. You can ask the question, and we have 15 minutes. That time we can actually, in 15 minutes, if you have anything, we can discuss. This is open for everyone.
So I have one question, and you can take it as an opinion as also. Since we all know that IM and Ayurveda are fighting right now, so did you forget Ayurveda or Baba Ramdev, Pankaja?
Oh, preference. Both have their own
Yes.
finance over there, so it's up to your preferences. So humor, whether you like Johnny Liver or you like Jim Carrey, it's your own personal, it's your trust and the respect. The same thing over here as well.
So I have one more question. When you write, or how do you construct your script for humorous speech particularly? Because I am not that good for humorous speeches.
Is it for me, or would Gomati want to go and then I could go second?
Yeah, any one of you could answer.
Okay, let Gomati go and then I'll answer after him.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, thank you, Pankaj. Yes. Okay, regarding this question, I think pretty much I'm on the same boat as you. I do not speak funny when I casually converse with my friends. In fact, if you say to my college friends that I won a district level humorous speech contest, they would laugh. So it was that way. So I just brought humor by practice into my lifestyle. So I think that would answer your question. And few ways to get started with it is, you can start watching humor content, and when you get in the creative process of writing a speech on your own, you'll get adapted to see the humor within your environment. For example, when I started to write a speech for my humor contest, I started noticing the humor around me. Then I thought, okay, I need not go for content outside. There is tons of content within my kids, my wife, whatever happens daily. It changes your way you see the world. And I think, yeah.
Thank you,
Sure. So
Gomati.
I would like to add to what Gomati said. So I go with him, I agree. And I would like to go a step back. Now, humor or comedy, what it is, the masters say it is tragedy plus time. Tragedy plus time is equal to comedy. What is extremely painful for you now, 2 years later, it becomes comedy. You can then laugh at that. So the best way the masters say you could do is find your pain points in life. Like for me, maybe it's gaining weight. I'm trying to gain weight, work hard, not happening. As for Gomati, he didn't listen and he had to pay a price. It's a pain he faced. Now, when he faced the pain, it wasn't a very nice feeling. You suffer. So find those pain points. And that is why, because it is so true to you, so you feel very strongly about that. And structure it as you would structure any other speech. So it should not be a stand-up comedy, is different, where you just speak from one point to another. In a speech, the structure should be as robust like any other speech. So as I said, the idea is to find your pain points, make a list. The most painful of those 5 is your prize in terms of a good topic for you. Second is structure it as you would structure, a very strong structure. So as you would do with any other speech. And third, as Gomati said, because it's very close to your heart, it's your pain point, you have gone out of it. The more you deliver, the more you think, you will have ways of adding. It's not adding, it's uncovering humor. Don't add just humor. It's not it's that. But then you would find a way in how you would see yourself. And the more conflict you add, the more funny it becomes. So it's like, you increase the tension in people's mind. Like when I say after the course, I hope I was 50.5, 50.5. So all I expecting, oh, it's 50.5, I want that. And it is 42.5. Okay, and then people laugh because it's tension is being built, and then you release the tension. So that's the third technique. So I'll pause here if Gomati wants to add something.
Thank
I
you.
think
Thank you so much.
pretty much summarized it. Yeah. Thank you, Pankaja.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pankaja and Toastmaster Gomati. Are there any other questions anyone want to ask? We have some more time.
Hi, this is Vandana. So you have a lot of stories and a lot of small incidents, but sometimes it can be difficult to actually bring that one big story to kind of fill in and make it an entire story. So like finding a theme, connecting it, and at the end of the day, how do you like bring up it at the end of a humorous? So this is my struggle actually. Can anyone help me or share
your struggle is what you are trying to find one story, right?
Yeah, because it's small incidents. So how do I connect it? I just
okay. So what I would suggest, Gomati, correct me and give your views also after this, that instead of a story, Vandana, try to go deeper and ask yourself, why is it so important for you? Okay, so perhaps, and again, a pain point, as I said again. Okay, so find the pain points, those struggles, the pain points, those failures, those are your best story meat. It's the juiciest of all. And then and still a story sticks out, ask yourself, why is it so important for me? And go into that. So find the why, not the story itself. Find the why behind the story. And then you'll find much more material. So it's not just one small story now. Now you can go back and to say, why was it important? Maybe as a child, something happened, your mother said something to you, and so it hurt you. And so then you go deeper into that. And then you find much more material. It makes sense, Vandana?
Yeah, it does. I did tackle it. I mean, the only one time I actually wrote was that I can't sing. So I tackled that and I somehow created, but I'm not satisfied. So I was just hoping, yeah. So I did a series, like, some childhood, college, and then now, like.
You don't have to. I'll give you an example. It could be just one day, as Ed Tate had in his contest in which he won. He had one day of his life, okay? But there was a reason why he chose that day. So you have to have a strong reason for that.
Okay.
And then you'll yourself find a way. So it could be just one evening in the barrister, maybe just one evening, but that something happened was so important, and the reason why it was so important for you.
Correct.
So go more into that. So it's more of meditation thinking. It's not a one draft ready. Think for months, work on it, think for months, improve that draft. That's what they do, okay? That's what the experts do.
Yeah, I don't spend enough time. Yeah, I understand. Gomati, would you like to also?
Yes, I think again, Toastmaster Pankaja pretty much summarized what I need to say. So as she told, we have to go deeper into one particular core. That I completely agree, because my core of the core of my speech is to listen carefully, and I did not stick with one story. This listen carefully, it started from my childhood to my kids. So it's like the same way as Toastmaster Pankaja told. Fix a message first. What message you are going to say to the world? See, that is your important message. Now, keeping this message at 1 or 2 weeks time, you will surely get content out of it, because I can say out of this experience, because I felt that listening carefully will be my core message no matter what. Then content started automatically flowing in, because see, I know that my name Gomati sounds like a girl's name in India, but in Singapore it sounded pretty normal. Gomati is a pretty normal name. Then I thought, okay, how can I make this like even more humor? Then in Singapore, in Malay language, see, it's a mix of language, right? So in Malay, Mati means die. So go Mati means go and die. So this I got. Then how do I relate it back to not listening properly? Then I went to my like I saying to my father that dad, you chose a wrong name. You told you kept my name as Gomati. Please change it. But he didn't listen. You see, this is not actual. This is, as everyone knows, this is only suitable for a humor content. So fixing a message, then from there flowing backwards, you will automatically create your own content. I think content you will surely have. Only fixing what message you're going to deliver will change the way you see every story.
Wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. I think that was so useful when Toastmaster Pankaja said about finding your why. So going one deep level and then try to connect with yourself, how far you can connect. And Gomati, that story, right? The way you connected your story was amazing. The name story, right? Anyone else? I have many questions to ask. If you don't want me to use the slot, then please use this slot and ask question. Okay, let me ask one question. Yeah, anyone want
Yeah,
to go?
yeah. Okay. So there is one speech that I did. People were laughing at things that that I didn't expect them to laugh, and then I came and delivered in my club, and no one laughed. So I don't know what went wrong or how it was different, but like how do you figure out like where you fail, like how to work on it?
Excellent. I am an expert on that, Gomati. So that happens all the time. Okay, now even the most, okay, whom do you admire as the best comedians in the world, Vandana?
If it is just without the words, yeah, Charlie Chaplin, I would say.
Charlie Chaplin. Okay, now Chaplin or whoever, this expert, we only see the finished products. Before that, they practice. I mean, they are there because they practice so hard. These stand-up comedians, they will go nights after nights to various clubs, just standing and speaking, and they would try out the jokes. When you have a new material, you try out, you have spent the entire day in writing that, and you just hear the fans' voice. Because it's quiet. No one is even saying or laughing or smiling at them. That happens, and then they realize, oh, so this joke isn't working, or maybe someone just chuckles, maybe a small thing, and then oh, here's something there, and then they keep working on that, keep working until, and they keep testing it out. So to answer your question, the only way is to test it out. Call up your friends, tell them, don't tell them it's a joke. Just call them and say, this happened, I went to barista, and see how they respond. And say, oh, really? Then it has something there, humor there. Then work on that more. It's just testing, like the scientists do in the laboratory. This is your humor laboratory. People, your audience. Gomati.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is very much relevant now, right? So if we are face to face, we know that, okay, people are laughing or they're at least smiling. You see their reaction. But online, it's really difficult. And that's where, in my case, I faced the same problem, and my mentor helped me a lot. So I asked the same question to my mentor. This is what he said. So he told, if you can make your mentor and two more of your clubmates laugh, it is pretty much relevant that everyone should feel it in the same way. The humor should be in the same way. So whenever I craft my speech, it is usually with my mentor, and I prepare a draft which I feel that it is funnier. Then I take it to my mentor. He sees in his angle, okay, this you can tweak this incident a little bit different way. And I take one more feedback from one of my another club mate. He's international champion semi-final level. He went up to that level. So he tweaks it in a different way. Now there are only two inputs. Now both are diverse inputs and both have their own inputs. Now you know for sure that this made a laughter for these three people. You can feel assured that this small sample should translate into a wider audience.
Vineet, is it okay to ask one more?
I think
Should I?
let's give opportunity to others also.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, if you don't mind. So anyone else who want to ask question?
ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joseph wants to ask.
Yeah, to you only, madam. I would like to ask you how you create that laughs all of a sudden, and then you come back to the normal, again you laugh all of a sudden, and you come back to the normal. Is it by practice or whatever you feel? I don't know. But it's really interesting when you change your mood in that fashion.
Yeah.
Can
Thank you so much. Yes. So I can laugh very easily, as I said, as the Toastmaster of the day told you, I can just laugh like that, and then people would tell me, sort of, and it's not proper, so you then stop laughing. So I've been doing this as a child, that you laugh and then people say, stop it. So that I know, and then it's practiced. What looks to you as if it's very natural. Don't believe anyone who says, I'm very natural. It happens to be. It's never that. Everything is practiced, and the more you practice, you get better. That's the simple mantra of performance.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pankaj. Toastmaster Gomati, you have any thought on this? What Toastmaster Joseph asked?
I think practice makes perfect. Yeah. I practiced a lot. Yeah.
Amazing. So now I'll take the leeway of being Toastmaster of the day. So I'll ask my question. So one thing that I've seen, so last year I remember we had this humorous competition last year. My president thought that I am good in humor and tried that. Somehow I won in the club level, and but area level I was not very. I'm not very humorous guy, and expression is really difficult to bring on the face. So just wanted to understand from you, and that's where I lost in area. I think third or fourth I stood. So just wanted to understand from you, Toastmaster Pankaja and Toastmaster Gomati, how do you bring so much of expression? I think that's the most difficult part. How do you do that?
Let Gomati go first now, and then I'll follow him.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pankaja. Yeah. So regarding this expression part, it came because I practiced a lot with Zoom recordings. I mean, first the way I craft the speeches, first my initial draft, then I go to my mentor, then he will tweak it, then we have this final draft. Now from this final draft, I start directly by practicing in front of the camera. Now the first paragraph, intro, and the conclusion, I practice it just by saying it loud. That's it. That's the first step. Then after 2 or 3 iterations, I arrive at this expression and the body language part. Now this body language, I know that in this online competition, I can use only this window, and I have limited space, right? Now within this space, how I can utilize it? So there again, multiple iterations it will go on. I will record and see multiple recordings. I'll go on, and just to make sure that this is the emotion I want to convey. Does this body language support that particular emotion and that particular paragraph? So for example, if there is a punch, my body language should depict enthusiasm. So after recording and seeing myself, I get to understand, okay, whether I'm delivering what is required or not. So that's the initial kind of filter I do. Over to you, Toastmaster Pankaj.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Has Timur frozen? What I would like to do is a small demo. If you're okay with that, I'll just take 1 minute. Okay. Now, Deepa, what is that one thing you're very sensitive about? And if someone tells you anything about it, you get very angry. Something personal, and you get very angry. It has been with you since as a child. Very angry.
Somebody tells me to take care of my acne, probably acne flare up on my skin.
Sorry, what was that? I have a bit of sound here going on. So if someone tells you,
pimples, skin pimples, somebody comments about that.
Okay, all right. Now I'll be saying something to you, to Deepa now. Some people have, they think they look very good, and they look closely in Zoom, for example. I can see Deepa's pimples. Oh my God. They look so terrible. And they look, I can see her closely right now, and those pimples all over the face. I mean, she's trying to hide, of course. She's put up the makeup and all that, but they look awful. And when you're on the stage, why do you have pimples? You should eat well. Eat well. Don't eat those oily, fatty. I'm sure she has no control over what she eats. She just eats whatever she wants, all this fast food, oily food, vada pav and all that. And she has pimples all over the face. She looks so, I don't want to use the name, but she looks, why do you have so many pimples on your face? Can't you take care of that? You have to take care of your face and the look. That's what you owe to the world. You can't have pimples on your face. Do you understand that, Deepa?
Yes.
Did you see a slight change? She knew my intention, okay? But did you see the slight change in her face when I was telling all these stupid things to her? Now, that's the trick. See, you have to actually go back to that situation and feel very angry or sad or whatever it is. Now, as I said, it is a tragedy plus time is comedy. Now go back to that point where your friends laugh. Oh, Deepa, look at that ugly. They're laughing at you and they're doing all of that, and it's so painful for you. Now think of that scenario. Go into that moment. Your friends are sort of saying and laughing and insulting you on pimples, and you don't want to hear that. And that's what they say. How do you feel that? Capture that. And as Gomati said, you have Zoom now. So actually go, and in Toastmasters, we talk about, gestures, forget gestures and body language. It's not that. Go into that feeling and then let your body act from that feeling. And that looks very natural. And then capture it. And then as Gomati very rightly says, so thanks for sharing that, Gomati. So on the Zoom, you capture that. And when you see your recording, you say, no, that's not looking very natural. And then you again go back to yourself and do that. Now, then you say, that's how I feel. So, don't worry, whoever it is, thinking that, I didn't win. I lost the humor contest in my club for the first time. Okay, so, yeah, so please lose. Then and that pain, let that pain help you to improve. So go to that raw basic instincts, that basic pain, feel the pain, bring it back, record yourself, watch your recording, improve, and improve.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pankaj. I mean, I could understand reliving those feelings. And then after a certain amount of time, looking back in a humor angle brings in a lot of content, and also recording and seeing if it's natural enough. Killer. And yes, winning is always it's a very difficult thing. One person gets chosen from the club, so it's intensely competitive. So maybe just work on ourselves getting better. Well put. So I think that brings.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Okay, now all of you. Okay, so I've told you, I give you this wisdom. Now, was there anything in my speech where you felt it was not authentic? And that's to help me, so you won't hurt my feelings, because we all improving. Okay, so I want to improve. So was there anything in the speech where you felt it didn't quite look, so that I can work on that?
So I think we can type it out. Whatever we felt was good, really enjoyed, and what you felt could improve. I mean, these are champions seeking hungrily for evaluations and feedback. I think you should all type in your feedback to our champions here. over the chat box. They're eagerly waiting for your responses. So you can do that over the chat box.
Naveen is here. He's an expert, Naveen, so feel free to share anything.
No, thank you, madam. Actually, I enjoyed your speech, and the concept was wonderful. That is, I mean, the whole theme and the concept of your weight, of you trying to trying to be within the weight limit, and the struggle which you're going through. So that was the full theme, and I really enjoyed the full speech. However, I mean, this is again my personal opinion. Please, I can be wrong as well. I just felt that somewhere in between, the engagement was somewhat missing somewhere in between. Although I missed watching your speech during the contest time, I just watched it today, and I logged in today especially to watch your speech. But like of course, every speech can always be improved. There is no such thing as perfect speech. But I just felt a little bit somewhere in the middle. There was a lack of connection or something. That is my personal feeling. I could be wrong. This is just my suggestion.
Thank you.
Yeah, but overall, I really enjoyed it, and it was a very humorous and thematic speech, and that is what really counts in a humorous speech. Thanks.
And yeah, the same question for me. Milind sir, could you please re-evaluate my speech? Because back in IBM Synergy, he always used to evaluate my speech. I think he has seen multiple speeches. Could you please say something where I can improve? Like,
what I like the way you started, because that's a very common thing. Because in our society, fathers don't listen. It's very common because we are supposed to listen. The parents, it's the other way around. We are always at the listening, and of course, we also don't do the things. So it's a common parents and kids. So that was very nicely bought. The way with you they expanded the things. So that was excellent. Then also where you brought it to your kids, because that expression, what you do in the day and what you do in the night, the contrast, but it was similarly you brought together. So that was also very good. I thoroughly enjoyed over that. One thing which I feel like, because I saw both the humorous contestants, they had a message in the end. So the humorous contest, because whatever I had seen, the champions, it was like right from beginning to end, it was just laughter. I'm just trying to bring to KVM Kishore or our Alvindo. So there it was like a laughter right from beginning till end. And there wasn't any message. So is it necessary in a humorous contest just because it's a Toastmaster that we have to do just to satisfy the judges? Sometimes we do just to make sure that when an exam judges expect certain things, we are doing it. But when we are saying humorous, like I'm a layman, I'm not a Toastmaster, I expect it to be the way it was advertised. It should be a laughter riot, masti karenge. We try to connect with Johnny Rivers or Raju Srivastava or someone else, or Jim Carrey, or where it's some joker is enjoying making us laugh. Of course, sometimes there are very serious things there also. But so that's what I have a feeling. So it's not only to you. Is that message, certainly it becomes serious in the end. Is that parting message to be given, or we can get and just start with laughter and end with laughter?
yeah. So yeah, regarding that, I think what I did was in my first thing, I did the same. In my club level, I started and end with the laughter without any message. It was like blunt. I didn't win at the club level. I was placed third. Thankfully, gratefully, the second place, he was a club president. He let me go go ahead with the area level. So there, in the area level, I was first, division level first, then district, it was third. Now, the reason I lost was club level, I didn't have any message. It was just without any message. Then I realized, I saw the judges ballot, which they have, the contest sheet. So humor is just 15 marks. That's it. 15 out of 100. Remaining everything is for the structure. Do you have an opening body conclusion, a proper conclusion? So all this counts to at least 40, 45. Within this, there is only 15 marks for humor. Okay, your speech had some humor. That's it. Then there is also voice modulation, which you have to do. Then there is body language. And are your audience able to connect with you? Is your topic general enough to kind of connect with the audience? And are you within the time limit? Again, the time limit is gone here, red light. So yeah, so everything is counted. That's what I understood, and at least that's what helped me in area and division level.
Sure. So, TMOD, I think we are out of time.
Yeah.
So let's start the table topics.
Sure. I hope I'm audible, right? I'm sorry, there was an internet issue. I asked the question and I had to leave, but I'll see the recording.
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible.
Awesome, very nice. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Gomati and Toastmaster Pankaja, for sharing so much of insights. I'm sure it is going to help us out. And thank you everyone for the review, Toastmaster DTM Milind, and everyone. Thank you so much for your insights. All right, so fun is not ended yet. So the next section is there, which is called table topics, right? So and we have next section is about we call it table topics round, and we have someone who is area 2 B2 director, division B director elect for division B upcoming term. She likes to crack jokes, lot of poor jokes, and then laugh on them by herself. Many of us do. I also do that. So let's put our hands together for table topic master of the day, Toastmasters Harish.
Thank you so much. Am I audible and visible? A
Yeah.
quick AV check.
Yes.
Thank you. You know, life is an irony. It's full of ironies. Like me, the table topic master, you know, zero sense of humor, but I still love to laugh, even on the poorest of jokes. They say that you have to give 100% of whatever you do. Instead of, you know, when you're donating blood, just don't give 100%. Okay, so on that laughter note, let's quickly start with our table topic session. What is the importance of table topic session? And this is what will motivate everyone to come up and speak up. It will develop your impromptu skills and it will make you think on the spur. So the rules are something like this. We will invite a person. I have a random picker wheel with me. I have put all the names, all the people who are there in the meetings and not role takers. I have your names. I'll spin the wheel in front of you by sharing my screen. The person whose name comes up has to pick up a genre. I have divided the topics into 3 genres: childhood, college days, and midlife. You have to pick one and I'll give you a topic accordingly. You have to speak for 1 minute, timer green card 1 minute, 1.5 minute yellow card, 2 minutes is the upper limit of the time, which will be displayed by the red card, and 30 seconds of grace period. Everybody clear with the rules? Awesome. So let's go. Let me share my screen if I have access. Yes, I have. Thank you. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Now?
Nope.
How come? Okay. Now?
Yes, now it is getting uploaded. Yes, we can
Awesome.
see now.
So should we start with calling one veteran Toastmaster and give a demo of how it's done? Or should we just spin the wheel?
You can start with a demo, I would say.
Okay. So we would like to call everybody's favorite, the Milinza, to pick up one of the genres, and we'll start with you. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Childhood.
Yes, sir. Childhood. Okay. So your topic is give some tips how to cheat in a test.
Oh, my sister is a double PhD, but I am PhD without any certification in cheating. I don't know, in the childhood, I was in a very good school, but somehow, you know, they say at a particular age, that we say in Indian language, sing futte, your horns, the green horns, you become a green horn. So somehow in class 7, there were 2 things you should do. You should smoke and you should cheat. And that's what, even the first person class who comes first all through, even he was supposed to cheat. And it was like a in thing. So everyone used to cheat. So then when we sat together, we had a consultation because we had a moral science subject. So whether to cheat in moral science, yes or no. So that was like a lot of arguments we had. And especially, you know, I was in Calcutta, and there we argue a lot. So we had a session, and then we unanimously resolved only moral science was the subject where cheating was exempted. Otherwise, all other subjects had to be. And this was strange. And when we went to class 8, we stopped. So why I did, I said, don't know. But that was something like I don't know that something in childhood, we had some craze is there just to show off that how good we are in cheating. Some used to get caught and they used to lose, but still they used to do that. So they did, they changed to a different school. And that was a good thing in our school. Principal knew that class 7 was, so what is to do in TC, we say, you are passed. And we had a couple of schools in Calcutta where they used to accept our things. So that's how I also landed in other schools. So don't ask me why. So that was the thing. With over to that Toastmaster Sarish, table topping master Sarish.
Wow, thank you so much. As I said in the start, life is full of ironies. You just saw an example here. Cheating in a moral science class and a test. Seriously, Milan sir. Okay, let's go to the next topic and we'll spin the wheel. Let's see. Okay, we have Pradhi. Pradhi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Awesome. Host, can you please stop sharing? I cannot see the option. Okay, so Pradhi, which genre you want to pick up? Childhood, college life, or the third one, midlife crisis?
I want to go with childhood.
Okay. So your topic is lying well is a talent.
Yeah, I will truly agree with this. Like, what I vividly remember from my childhood days is like, I was like one of the kid. I was just afraid to go whenever I used to have the like test or exam something. So I used to think like what the lie I can say to my mother so that I can't go to the school or like miss that class that day. So that was that thing I used to think that lying is an art. And if you are a good liar, that means you can become a good actor as well in the future. In fact, this line, the quality, what I assume, it also help in the front of teachers as well. Like if you have not got completed the homework or something like that, it's your talent that how you convince your teacher that there was some circumstances or the excuses you make, like unique excuses, so that like teacher or any other like elderly people easily believes you. So yeah, so lying is like being a crucial part of the childhood.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pradhi. She said one very important thing that if you are a good liar, you can be a good actor. That's how they become good actors, right? They every time tell us that they are a teacher or a doctor, they take several roles and we fall for the trap. Okay, thank you so much, Pradip. With that, we move to the third speaker and let's rotate the wheel. Vandana, the sketcher. Vandana, you are there.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Vandana. Choose one genre except childhood now. We'll switch to another.
Sorry, you'll have to repeat that. Can you?
Childhood, college, or midlife? Which one do you wish to choose?
Childhood, college, or
midlife?
Okay, college.
You are not choosing. Yeah, thank you so much, Vandana. Okay, so your topic is breakup insurance policy should be invented. Breakup insurance policy should be invented.
Don't fall in love. That's not what good girls do. This is what I was taught all while I was growing up. And then my best friend's sister was dating someone
that too from another religion. Then I had to like snoop in on them, give information to parents and all that. I don't know what I was doing. And then finally in college, I fell in love with exactly the wrong person to fall in love with. It hardly lasted. We met at an NCC camp on a train journey. Thankfully, we were from two different cities. And I thought, for the first time, wow, is this how love feels like? Is this what it is? And then after a few days, I asked myself, is this what it is? If only breakups had insurance. And then some days later, there was someone to hold my heart and I fell in love again. So maybe falling in love again is the insurance. Or maybe I need to fall in love with myself first. I've realized over the years that it doesn't matter who you fall in love with, but unless you love yourself first, you can't love anyone else. You'll end up changing everything you want to do based on that other person. And first propose to yourself, look in the mirror. I was so conscious about how I looked. I was not good enough. All this blah, blah, blah. I was always complaining. I thought I would never be able to fall in love again. I thought I needed to insure my heart, but I fell in love many, 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 many times after that. And over time, I found my soulmate. Think about, do you need insurance? No, you don't. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Vanna. Zakir Khan has beautifully said, we are a generation of broken hearts and broken people. So maybe if we had the breakup insurance, we would be really rich. With that, I would like to call upon the next speaker and let's see who is that person. Jawahar. Jawahar, are you there? Okay, we'll move. Jawahar, are you there?
I don't think
Okay.
he's not there.
Okay, we'll spin it again. Varsha. Varsha, are you there?
No, she's not there.
Okay. Melvin? Not there?
Yes, he's here.
Okay. Yes, Melvin.
Yes, sorry, I'll keep my video off because I'm
No
partially
problem.
working as well. Yeah,
So what would you like to pick up, or let me just give you a topic directly?
I can give a topic directly. That makes sense.
Yes. Why do we call our crush?
Crush, yeah. Why do we call our crush? Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, which includes me. Why do we call our crush? That's a very interesting question, because oftentimes people have a tendency to have something which they are passionate about. For example, some people, even from the childhood, would be passionate about singing. Some will be passionate about reading. Some will be passionate about playing. Some will be passionate about doing nothing. So I would say that it varies from person to person based on the circumstances, how they grew up. But again, I think every person has a crush that if you get a time to do nothing, I think that's the best way to do that. So if you just be idle without doing nothing, and if you spend the time, I think that is the crush which each and everyone has something in common. Whether it's a scientist, a person who works in a farm, a person who works in an office, even in any area, you name it. I think if you don't do anything and if you are idle doing nothing, I can definitely say it, that is a crush. So it is vital, it is extremely important that people should find that idle time for doing nothing so that you can reinvent yourself and to come back to your true potential. So for that note, I can definitely say that the crush is vital and which is important no matter whatever be the circumstances, whatever be the age. So this is something extremely important. That is why we call it as crush. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Awesome. And just got reminded of a poor joke that for calling your crush, you need to have your crush number. Okay, but actually the crush crushes you, right? That's why we call the crush crush. So let's go to the next topic. And without spinning the wheel, I see many people want to volunteer. Anybody who wants to come up quickly? I saw you raising your
Shirish
hand.
asked.
Shirish. Yes.
Shirish. Yes.
Shirish, are you there? Okay. Anyone
Hello.
else? Yes, Shirish, you're
Hello.
there. Okay. Yes, we can hear you, Shirish.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is my first time attending a meeting. I think I have not switched on my camera, is it?
Yes, you have not
How do I
switched
do
on
it?
your
How do I
there
do
is
it?
an
Yeah,
option.
okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Zoom access permission, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
got
are
it.
you ready for your topic?
What is the topic? In fact, I was having a little bit of a problem with the net. What is the topic?
Okay.
Tell me.
Your topic is, before you marry someone, you should see how they react to slow internet.
Before you marry.
Before you marry someone, you should see
Yeah, I
how
got
they
the
react
topic.
to
And the point. Yeah, the point that I want to make is why the worry should be before marriage or after marriage. The worry should always be there. What marriage has to do. In fact, before or after marriage, slow network is dealing with your old age and old marriage and dealing with your old wife. You have to accept it as a fate. Okay? For newly married, it might be an issue. Okay? But basically, slow network is no good network. It gives you less headaches. You can blame that excuse in your company, in your office, in missing your deadlines. And of course, you can give that excuse to your wife when you want to go in hiding. With this WhatsApp world, it's very difficult for married people to remain hiding. They are always caught on the wrong side. I think my time is over. Is it? Or still there is time?
You can speak for 1 more minute.
Yeah, I have not finished 1 minute. Okay. On the slow network, there is a beautiful joke. The wife is asking her husband, hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? The husband says, there is a package drop. The voice is not clear. Who is it speaking? That's the joke. Many people must have lived this experience and taken advantage of it while they are in company of their girlfriends. Righto? Okay, that's it. I think I've finished 1 minute. I don't
Thank you
have a
so
timer
much.
with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shishir.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
an awesome humorous take. And thank you for motivating us to be single forever.
Yeah, better.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we would like to close this humorous table topic session. I hope that these topics gave you a glimpse of every stage of your life and brought a smile to your face. With that, I would like to hand it over back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarish, for such an amazing category and topic, right? So let's give a good round of applause to Toastmaster Sarish for conducting this amazing Toastmasters table topic session and all the speakers. I think it was really, I was surprised that even in the speeches, people, all the speakers were able to add so much of humor. Amazing. So while we okay, I think we have less time, so instead of me adding any more to the theme, let's move on to the next part. Is on the evaluation. That's what Mayur, next will be the evaluation, right? Shall I ask Toastmaster Akash? Okay, so Toastmaster Akash, do you want to go ahead and give the evaluation for the speech delivered by
Okay,
Toastmaster?
so
It's Akash first evaluation, so let it give him.
Okay.
I should go ahead, right?
Yeah. Good.
With the evaluation, or
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
didn't. Okay. Once again, good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today's speaker one, my target speaker Ashwin, had a great energy at the start, which attracted the audience into his speech. The So he mentioned that he is lucky to have a good job during this pandemic. In fact, I feel lucky that I I myself, who is a brother of Toastmaster Ashwin, are staying at the same home during this pandemic along with our families. In fact, I was able to hear his voice before voice from our home before I could hear his speech through the speakers. So I felt that you were really confident while you were speaking, and you did really good job in engaging the audience with a quiz with the images of innovations from World War II era. I personally am connected into the idea of adapting to the challenges. In fact, my company has been going through some acquisitions, and there was some organizational changes which keeps me to have adapt to the changes in our environment. So, and I think you did really a good job at presenting the idea with the examples of innovations using the visual aid, that is the group Zoom backgrounds. And I felt that you really did good at handling those visual aids in most of the times. My observations that may help you in improving further with your speech is that once I saw that you were finding it difficult to switch to the first example using the Zoom background. This could be because you are doing this for the first time in a speech, so maybe it can be overcome with practice. And I was expecting more details on the examples, so I felt that there could be more time spent during the examples, as you had enough time left for your speech. Like you finished almost around 5 minutes, and overall a well-structured speech with apt use of visual aids. And I'm waiting to hear more such excellent speeches from you. Let's innovate through the challenges. Over to you, Toastmaster Vineet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. And I'm sure Toastmaster Joseph have already written his evaluation for evaluating the evaluator, and he will give that report offline to you, Toastmaster Akash. Thank you so much for your evaluation. All right, and I think let's have a. Do we have time for timer report, or shall we take it offline? Toastmaster Deepa, Toastmaster Mayur. Timer report.
Yeah, we can quickly have the time of report for Ashwin's and the table topics, if there are any disqualifications particularly.
Okay, so yeah, Toastmaster Nitin, if you can just call out the disqualifications, if any. Toastmaster Nitin, are you there, or are you speaking on mute?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's coming.
Yes, I checked out all the timings. So Toastmaster Ashwin, it was 6 minutes and 13 seconds. What he took, he did not utilize his complete 7-minute speech. And Toastmaster Mandala utilized 7 minutes and 8 seconds in her speech. So coming to the next table topics, everyone used a very good time, and evaluators Toastmaster Akash used 3 minutes and 8 seconds for his complete speech. Yeah, I don't think there are any issues.
No disqualification. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nitin. And lastly, just one line before I hand over to the president is that we could all use a moment in the day that makes us lighter, right? And a well-timed time pandemic is the time I think we should be doing it even more. So to somewhere our mind is like always in the negativities in the world, right? We obviously need to take COVID-19 very seriously and all the government recommendation, but it's okay to find humor in all of it. And that's where, fellow Toastmaster and guest, I hope we eased some part of pandemic and anxiety with humor, and I'm sure you guys are all going to use this all the time. With that, let me hand over the stage to President, Presiding Officer Deepa Sampath, Toastmaster Deepa Sampath.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vineet. You navigated so well. Your content was so nice, and we enjoyed the meeting, especially myself. The speeches were incredible. There were learning resources. The Q&A was so genuine from the heart. We got to understand the whole process of what goes on behind humorous speeches. Thank you so much to our guest speakers, Toastmaster Gomati joining all the way from Singapore and Toastmaster Pankaja from Pune. Thank you so much for being with us and bringing in so many nuggets of wisdom and also so much of laughter. And even DTM Millen just mentioned that he met his family friend after a long number of years. I think it's been such a beautiful and fun evening for one and all. Thank you so much, guests, audience, Toastmasters, speakers, for making this evening such a special one. And there are voting forms for the best table topic speakers put up on the chat box by Mayur. Please feel free to vote for your best table topic speaker. And while that is being collected, all the votes are being collected, I have something special for you. Next week, we have something special for you again. This whole month, we've arranged a series of creative meetings, and this is what we have in store for you. Let me just show a video.
I hope we are not announcing name today. We are announcing. Video is muted, Deepa. Video doesn't have sound.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Okay, you saw it, right?
Yes.
I think we'll put it up on the group. So we have a World Championship finalist, Kyle Hall. Thanks to Mayur's contact, we're going to have him teach us about how to write a speech quickly and do a good job at it using something called mind mapping. So I urge all of you or people in the audience to spread the news and be part of our next meeting, which will be yet another crowd puller, which will again be another resource for knowledge. That's the news from my side. Mayur, do we have the votes gathered?
Yes, we are getting, but I think I need more response to announce the result. So we are 17 as of now. So please vote, guys.
I'll take the time to take some feedback from our guests. May I request Mithal Gatkari if you can give us your feedback on the meeting today? Are you there? Okay, I'll go over to Krishanti De Silva. How did you enjoy our meeting today?
Good evening, Toastmaster Deepa. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm a Toastmaster of the University of Morato Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Global messages, I see your meetings. I participate, it might be 6 o'clock. I enjoy for your meetings. That was wonderful. Over to you.
Thank you so much. You're the first person from Sri Lanka visiting us. We're so happy that you were able to join us. And I hope you enjoy the session. Next, I'd like to go over to anybody who wants to give us feedback, guests, Toastmasters. Feel free to unmute yourself and let us know how you felt about today's meeting and how we could improve. Okay. How about Pradeep? We're not able to hear you. Pradi, are you there? Okay, let me just take it over to our Toastmasters members. So Sushma, what did you feel about today's meeting?
Yeah, I enjoyed the humorous speech, and since it was the first time, after I joined Toastmasters, fully enjoyed thoroughly 2 speeches. Yes, I would say I'm looking
That's our
forward.
Zoom master.
I'm looking
Zoom master
forward.
busy in the background and yet watching everything. Thank you, Sushma. And let me take it to Adarsh.
Yes, Deepa. What would you like to hear from me?
So, how did you enjoy today's meeting and what was the best part?
I think I had a great time listening to both the speeches because they were very relatable. I think one of the speeches given by Pankaja was absolutely brilliant because I was able to relate to those experiences. I think it was nothing but self-deprecating humor, something that I often use to make people laugh around me. I have the habit of going to my mom or my dad or anybody around me, especially during this pandemic. I don't have the opportunity of going out, so I just stay inside at home and I try to make people laugh around me in whatever way I can. Even when it doesn't work, it feels all right. I have the habit of even going to WhatsApp. I have the habit of making you laugh at times. So it's one of those things that I do, and I was extremely glad to listen to such experiences today. It was portrayed in a manner that I could relate as well as the others. So I clearly enjoyed it, and a special mention to the table topics master who happened to enjoy a role more than anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Adarsh. Thank you so much. Mayur, do we now have the votes gathered?
I think I need some more vote. That would be good.
Okay. Shall we do
Still
one thing?
we
Shall we
are.
announce it offline then?
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
we'll
I can
announce.
give. Hello.
Yes, Pradi, go ahead.
But if we do it offline, a lot of people who are there, they will miss if they happen to be the winner. So better you finish there now.
Yeah,
So they may
I
not
just,
attend again.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, I would
Just a
like to
suggestion.
suggest that too. It's like better to
So we are
announce there
still
only.
The thrill will be lost.
15 people. So if you would like to vote, please open the link and vote as soon as possible. I'll paste the link again.
So yeah, hello Toastmasters. Like what I feel from this session was amazing, and listening to the speeches, what a wonderful experience. And the topic session was also like unique one. Therefore, thanks. Like this was my first time attending this club, and it was like an amazing experience for me.
Thank you, Pradi. Which club are you joining us from, Pradi?
I'm from Samvit Club.
Which club?
Samvit Looming Toastmasters Club.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Samved Toastmasters Club. Let's search it up.
It's in Bangalore, Sadi?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mayur, how many votes have you got? I think with whatever we have,
I think
I
I
think we
got
can announce.
10 votes, so I might announce it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So
It's
let
okay.
me announce the best role taker goes to best supporting role. I will announce later because there is some conflict in it. So I will announce best role taker and best table topic speaker. All right. So the best table topic speaker goes to DTM Milin. Congratulations, Milin sir. And the best role taker goes to TMOD of the day, Toastmaster Vinith. Congratulations to you as well. Over to you, Deepa.
Thank you, Mayur. Congratulations to all the winners and participants. And most importantly, I hope you all had fun. Thank you, one, and do join us next Friday at 5 p.m. Don't forget, Kyle Hall is going to teach you how to write a good speech in minutes using mind mapping. Goodbye. Have a happy weekend. Stay home, stay safe.
Thank you.